Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list.
Hello, Namaskara and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Have you ever been in a lift, in an escalator, and you have been surrounded by many people who have got into the lift? If there are just one or two people in the lift, then we are not so uncomfortable, we don't get claustrophobic. However, if there are a lot of people who have got into the lift and we have to squeeze into a corner, or especially if you are in the middle, then you feel very claustrophobic, you feel too sandwiched, you are not comfortable at all, and you are just waiting for a certain floor to come so that people can get out of the lift, or you are waiting for your floor to come so that you can quickly get out of the Medi. And we are not very comfortable. Can planets also get constrained, constricted, or jailed by some energies? Now we know that there is this Pap Kartari dosha, where if moon is surrounded on either sides, preceding the moon and after the moon in the two houses, if there are malefics, then it is a Pap Kartari dosha. And this dosha has a strong bearing on various results related to the moon, our thinking ability, our psychological makeup, our mental makeup, and how results can come by in our life. And Pap Kartari dosha is considered to be one of the very bad doshas, very malefic doshas. And simple reason being is that when moon, a strong benefic, is surrounded on either sides by strong malefics, then the ability of the moon to give good results is constrained. It's like the moon is in a jail. It's like the moon is in a very, very tight lift with too many people in the lift and waiting to get out. And so it's not only the moon, but any benefic planet which seems to be constrained between malefics will find the ability to give results challenged. And this is not only with benefics, but even with malefics, there are certain results that malefics give when having benefics on either side, and there are certain different results which malefics give when preceded or followed by malefic planets. So today we'll talk more about the benefic planets, and in a later video we'll talk about the malefics if they are surrounded between other malefics. So what happens when benefic planets get constrained between or jailed between two malefic planets on either side? Now we know that if a person is running in a race and there is a wind in the opposite direction, or it's called headwinds, then you will find that the wind is pushing you back and there is a lag, and because of being pushed back you are not able to get your best timing, you are running into the wind. However, if the wind is behind you and the wind is pushing you forward, then you are able to run faster, and this can come true in your favor, especially if you are running in a race. For example, if you know in competitive sports at the world championship level or at Olympic level, we know that they always calculate and tell you what is the headwind, which is the tailwind, and so on. And usually you will find that the records are made with some good wind pushing the athletes forward rather than coming from the front. And so the best timings are also aided even slightly to microsecond by the wind pushing you forward. And that is what benefics on either side of other benefics do. Whereas the headwind or the wind from the other direction is like the malefic planets which constrain the benefic planet in its ability to give results. So let's see how the four benefic planets, Jupiter, Venus, Mercury and Moon, the four natural benefic planets, give results when they are constrained, constricted or jailed between other malefic planets. So firstly, Jupiter, the largest planet and the biggest benefactor or beneficial planet. Now Jupiter, whenever you will find that if in your horoscope Jupiter is constrained between or constricted between a malefic before it and a malefic after it, even if it's not in the immediate houses, but if even in the same house, if there is a benefic, if there is a malefic which has lower degrees than Jupiter and a malefic in slightly higher degrees than Jupiter, then in the same house Jupiter gets constrained. It's like a tight conjunction. But preceding or post Jupiter also in the next two houses also, if Jupiter gets constrained between those degrees, then definitely Jupiter is between malefics. Now the larger distance in terms of degrees, the more number of houses which separate Jupiter from the malefics, better. Especially this is true when there are no benefics which are coming between Jupiter and the malefic on one side, and no benefics coming between Jupiter and the malefic on the other side. That means preceding it and post Jupiter. So then in that case, the shorter the distance or closer the malefic is to Jupiter or any other benefic, the tighter constraint the planet feels in its ability to give good results. So what will happen when Jupiter gets constrained between two malefics on either side? All the areas which Jupiter represents and manifests, they all get challenged, they all get constricted, they all get constrained, they all get jailed. So Jupiter's ability to give prosperity, to give abundance, to increase and expand the results, benefic results of Jupiter are severely compromised, or at least compromised to a large extent, if not severely, depending on what planets are, which planets are the malefic planets on either side. The stronger the malefic and not a friendly malefic, the constraint is more. If friendly malefics are surrounding Jupiter on either side, then the constraints are slightly less. However, the constraints are still there. So if Jupiter has malefics on either side, the ability to study, the ability to be able to use wise decision, wise counsel, the ability to be able to expand good results in their life, all are constrained. So such a person will find that in terms of his or her education, it won't be easy to get good degrees, high degrees, or even masters, or even their PhDs. You will always find when Jupiter is constrained between malefics, the studies, the education definitely suffers. This is more related to the higher education. For Mercury, it is more related to the school education up till the graduation, which suffers. But for Jupiter, the higher degrees suffer, and the higher learning in life, which may or may not be associated with degrees, but related to life's experiences and the person's ability to learn from those experiences and then use that or add that to his or her kitty to be able to take wise decisions, getting the learning from those experiences. So those are severely compromised or constrained. So the person, you will find that the person will face challenges one after the other, but is not able to extricate himself or get himself out of the situation because of the inability to use wise counsel or move out. Even if the person is trying to use his or her wise counsel, depending on wise counsel, the decision will not always go in your favor. The decision will not always go in the direction that you intend them to go. And so such a person will find that sometimes similar situations come many times before the person is able to master them or overcome them. So it is like this: a person who has Jupiter constrained, especially a lady who has Jupiter constrained between malefics, she may have to go through 2 or 3 heartbreaks in relationships before eventually she thinks that I have learned enough, now I really know how to handle my relationships better. Not that she didn't try earlier enough, however the ability to really expand the learning and to be able to use the experiences comes slow because of being constrained and not having the elbow room to move out of that situation. So the person, especially a lady, in terms of her relationships may feel constrained and challenged and may take time and may go through 2 or 3 failed relationships before good results or better results come to her. Jupiter also will give challenges in related to education and higher degrees. So person trying to get into higher universities, better universities will find constraint, and normally the best of universities that you want to get admission in, sometimes even when you have scored very, very highly, may not come by to you. There would be some impediment, some obstacle which the malefic is throwing in your path, because of which the higher educational qualifications or your those institutions where you want to go may not come by to you. You may not get admissions in those easily. And also your ability to be able to have good relationships with the gurus or seniors or people who are experts. So when you want to get learning from people who you look up to, who you think can be your mentors and your leaders, and get wise counsel from them, you find that is constrained. Such a person, even in his life, even in his early years, when mother and father are the guru or school teachers or gurus, or the college teachers are the gurus, they will find that it's not easy to imbibe lessons from them, and many times you are at loggerheads with the lesson that the teacher or the parent is giving to you. There is always some struggle, and the biggest struggle you will find is in your teenage years, because that's when the maturity period of Jupiter also comes. So there is a lot of struggle and constraint before the person eventually moves on. And also because Jupiter is the Karaka of your religiosity, or how you look at theological studies or theological areas of life, you will also find that the person is in a duality of mind. Is not very religious on one side, neither is very spiritual on the other side. The person is maybe a bit religious and a bit spiritual, while the intention is there to be maybe more spiritual, but many times the person is not able to take that path, and the struggle is always there. There is always this anxiety in mind that I'm not able to, my direction towards spirituality is constrained. I'm not able to move towards that direction. And doors of fate and luck opening to you. Jupiter is the natural ruler of the 9th house. So such a person will also find that the doors of fate and luck don't open easily for this person. There is enough struggle, or initial lives. In fact, sometimes till the mid 30s or late 30s, the person is struggling before he or she gets a good break, gets good stability in life, and may think that okay, things are now better, things are now stable. And so Jupiter being a benefic and constrained between or caught between two malefics, the more tighter they are, the more challenging results, and not the ability to breathe easy may not come to such a person. The ability to get good results may not come easier to such a person. Now, if on the other hand Mercury gets constrained between two malefics on either side, then school initial education, the ability to be able to fathom situations easily will be constrained. Choices may not come easy to you. So when you need to make choices, you will sometimes find that you are in a duality of mind, which is the more practical choice. Jupiter, it is more wise choice, which is more beneficial. Mercury is about more, which is more practical, which is more logical, which will work more for me. And so those choices sometimes are constrained by the ability of Mercury to be able to help you. And so sometimes you are caught in the duality of mind, sometimes you are very clear on the choice, however the choice doesn't seem to go right later on. So at that point when you are making the choice, it seems to be practical choice, it seems to be logical choice, but later on in life you find that if only I had not done this, if I had done something else. So this if only part keeps chasing you sometimes throughout your life. If only I had not taken that degree but done this, if only I had not got into this relationship but gone into something else, if only I had taken that job rather than this job, if only I had not fought with my boss at that period of time, if only I had not invested. So this if only part keeps chasing you sometimes throughout your life because of Mercury getting constrained between malefics. Mercury is also your ability to be able to think intelligently on your feet, quickly on your feet when getting caught in those situations. So quick thinking doesn't come to you, smart thinking doesn't come to you, wittiness doesn't come to you. So sometimes you are at a loss of words what to say. Somebody makes a sarcastic wisecrack at you, immediate reaction may not come to you. Somebody says something to you or opposes you in a meeting, immediate rejoinder and the ability to defend yourself may not come to you. Somebody writes a very strong mail putting you down, thinking wisely, thinking cleverly, diplomatically, tactfully, rather than in a huff sending out that mail may not come clear to you, and many times you are caught because you react in a quick fashion. Mercury also represents communication, so your communication gets awry. The messages that you want to send are not the right messages, or they don't hit the right target. So even if you think that you have sent the right message, later on you get to know that the message was ill received, the message was received in a different manner, and then most of the time you end up explaining, I didn't mean this, I didn't mean to do this. So decision making, your choices, your ability to think cleverly or intelligently, your ability to handle things tactfully may not come to you. This tightrope walk between what decisions to make and what decisions not to make is always there. If Mercury is not constrained by malefics on either side, then such a person can also be very warm-hearted, likes jokes, likes to crack jokes, is witty, is always humorous, is very young at heart. But malefics on either side of Mercury in some way, slows you down on the fun part. So deep within you want to have fun, but because of the malefics, either the opportunities don't come to you, or sometimes even when you want to, the energy from within to be able to do that doesn't come to you, and the strength doesn't come to you from within that let me do this, to let your hair down, to become a child, and to joke and to have fun and to push the limits sometimes, or push the boundaries sometimes, doesn't come easily to you. So normally with a very good Mercury, with good benefics, such a person may also have good skin, but with malefics on either side, you may also find that skin challenges may be there every now and then, and you are trying to do something about it. And for women, if malefics on either side of Mercury, you will find that you may look older sometimes than what your age is, or you may not look younger than your age. Mercury, very strong Mercury, makes you look much younger than your age, and you may look your age sometimes even older. The more malefic the planets that are surrounding Mercury on the either side, the more challenging results that from your looks that may come to you because of the constraints of Mercury. Your finances also get caught up if malefics are constraining Mercury, because your ability to invest in the right direction, in the right property, to make the right speculative investments, to invest in the right share market, they all feel constrained. Sometimes you may have taken the right decision, but you find that the moment you take the decision, then suddenly for some reason the share market falls, or that particular share will fall down in price, and then you don't know what hit you. You invest at the time when the market is, or the particular area that you're investing is peaking. Say for example, a property is rising up, and after the moment you make the investment, you find suddenly there is a stagnation in that particular area, and in fact it may also drop down, and then you feel, how did my decision go wrong? So investments, finances, accounts, money making ability to take right decisions in making those investments may also feel constrained when Mercury is caught between malefics. Then what about Venus? Venus, the karaka of materialism, the karaka of relations, intimacy, and the opposite gender. Here, Venus getting constrained between malefics means your ability to be able to reach out to the opposite gender and have good relations, friendly relations, healthy relations, mature relations may feel constrained. Initially, there may also not be luck on your side, where you attract the right partners, you attract good partners, good looking partners, well-to-do partners, sophisticated partners, people who talk well, who have the poise, who have the panache. You may not attract those kind of people. You may attract either people who, there will be some area, there will always be a gap in the other person. Sometimes they may not be very good looking, though they may be good in some other areas, and you always feel, okay, if this person was better looking, with deep within your heart, you may not voice out, but you may feel that. Or the person may be very good looking who you are with, but somewhere the sophistication in language, the sophistication in thinking may not come because of Venus getting caught between malefics. So when Venus gets caught between malefics, your ability to have relations, healthy relations, and attract very good partners who are overall good may feel constrained in some way or the other. And intimacy challenges may also come, especially initial periods of their life, where your relations may go wrong and you go through 2 or 3 heartbreaks before you eventually are able to have more stable relationships also. So one needs to look at, am I with the right person when Venus gets caught between malefics, and there is always this doubt in your mind. Is this the right person for me? Am I with the right person? The doubt is always there. This is more for men than women, because for women Jupiter also comes into the picture, but the intimacy related situations will definitely be there even for women. And the kind of intimacy, to the extent that you want to enjoy intimacy and those moments with the partner, they may not come by to you, they may not come by often to you, they may not be as enjoyable to you compared to those people whose Venus is between benefics. So intimacy related challenges, ability to deal well with the opposite gender, ability to attract very good partners, right partners, nice partners, beautiful partners, sophisticated partners will always be a constraint. Then on the material side, it will never be easy to attract lots of money and coming your way easily. You will have to really struggle to make that penny, and then invest the penny to be able to make more money. So here you will have to work very hard to get more money and to get more material benefits, and your money will have to also work hard or harder than you to grow. And so you will find that growth in your material possessions may not come easy to you. Property, making property may also be constrained for such a person. The moon is also not supporting in your horoscope, or even if Mars, which is the Karaka of property, is also not supporting you in your horoscope. And you will find that later on in life, the energy subdues to a large extent to have more intimacy in your relationship, especially if you have gone into the late 30s or 40s or even late 40s for some. You will find that the energy or your hunger to have intimacy may reduce much higher than those people whose Venus is better placed. And you will also find that the relationship with your partner will slowly will not have that kind of fervor which you had earlier, or which maybe in your late 20s or early 20s or even early 30s. So the fervor reduces. Not that the love and affection is less, however the ability to be able to showcase the love, to demonstrate the love, may get reduced considerably, because your inability to be able to express that more often. And the ability to have healthy relationship with others, to have healthy partnerships in business situations or in team situations, will also be reduced. And so you will find that you may struggle at work because of not having very good healthy relations and attracting the right kind of team members also, and how you deal with them on a day-to-day basis. There can be always one relationship, either with the father or with the mother or with siblings, where there will always be a challenge, and try as you might, it may not come good to you. Now last but not the least, moon. Now moon caught between malefics will give you challenges about your emotionality and your ability to be able to express your emotions and have healthy emotions. Your ability to make emotional intelligent decisions and to be intelligent in terms of your emotions and carry yourself with calm, to carry yourself with poise, is severely afflicted or affected. If moon is strongly afflicted, then depression related challenges, breakdowns, not feeling completely in control, not feeling motivated, not feeling upbeat will be always be there. The energy, the chirpiness and the brightness that a strong moon gives you may be reduced. This may also give challenges with the mother and the ability to attract material benefits in terms of tangible ones rather than money or cash, which Venus represents. Moon represents more tangible ones like the house, car, vehicles, jewelry. Those may come late to you, or those may come with challenges to you. Those may not come easy to you. And if you invest in property or in vehicles, you will find that some or the other challenge goes, either vehicle breaks down or property is facing issues, or you are always paying some or the other for repairs or for some notices or some taxes. Something or the other always comes up, because of which you have to focus, or you have to move your focus away from some healthy things and then end up paying fines or taking care of these types of issues. So friends, with benefics getting caught between malefics on either side, the ability of natural benefic to give better results is severely constrained. The more closer the malefics on either side, the constraint is more. The more malefic the planet, for example, getting caught between Rahu and Saturn, or Rahu and Mars, then the challenges will be more. For example, for a Jupiter, getting caught between Sun and Mars will be slightly better than being caught between, say, Rahu and Saturn. So friends, if you have a similar situation in your horoscope where a strong benefic is getting caught between malefics on either side, whether in the same house or immediate or preceding house to itself, or even 2 or 3 houses away, but if they are caught between two malefics on either side and no benefic getting in between, then definitely there will be a challenge, there will be a constraint, there will be as if the benefic is a jail to be able to give good results. So look into them, find out whether you are in such a predicament, try and strengthen that planet, try and work more on the manifestation on the planet, work more on the relations connected to those planets, and try and be more wiser in those terms of those decisions related to them, and be more on your guard not to put a wrong foot forward when connected to manifestations connected to these planets. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me, the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.